here. We have Free Hawaii in the corner over there. If you guys want to get more information about our current struggle as a nation, you can go ahead and check them out. Also, we have Uncle over there, Ku'i and Kalo. And all these Makavalu booths over here. We got shirts. We have Pala Pala Ea, which is in opposition of Kana'i Olowalu, which is a Native Hawaiian roll call. And please sign up. If you're an Aloha Aina, if you're a Hawaiian patriot, check that out. Read the declaration. Please sign that declaration. Also, we have booths on this side as well as food. So without further ado, let's get celebrating. First up, we have Kumu John Osorio. He's a professor here at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, and also one of my kumu. He has been besides being a full-time Aloha Aina, he's done numerous other works with Protect Ko'olave Ohana and the like. So without further ado, John Osorio.
You guys have all heard these songs before, so I thought maybe I would open up appropriately enough following the prayer by Auntie. This is the national anthem that was composed by Lili'uokalani in 1866. She wrote this at the behest of Kamehameha V, Otekapuaiva. Kamakua mana loa, maliu mai yamako, e haliu aku nei, me kana auha, e mau kamalu hia. Hawaii, Ianiha, Mahalo, Malu, e mau ke o ka aina, mako no mau, e haliu aku nei, e Eola Kamohi. Mahalo. This morning there were, I think, just over 100 of us gathered over at the Ko'olau Ballroom for a summit on Hawaiian independence and sovereignty. It was hosted by Kamana'opono Crab, the new administrator at the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. It was an interesting gathering of people, and some great mana'o were said. And one of the things that stuck with me from this morning were comments made by Ke'amoku, and in which he referred continually to his queen. For Hawaiian nationalists, it is a very easy thing for us to talk about whom we are committed to and whom we are loyal to. It continues to be the kingdom, it continues to be the nation of Hawaii, and the last monarch, Lili'uokalani. So I'm going to dedicate this portion, what I'm doing here, to Lili'u, Kamo'i Wahine. This song, a lot of you are familiar with, and I figure if I didn't play it, somebody else would play it down the line anyway, and they still can. They're going to play it differently. I like to play this really fast. It's the song that was written for Lili'u by Eleanor Wright Prendergast at the request of the Royal Hawaiian Band following the takeover of the country by the provisional government in 1893. They wanted to express their outrage to this pretend government and to the United States that had helped to make it happen. And so I'm sure that you know the words to this song. If you're Hawaiian, you should know these words, and if you've been involved in the movement, you should know it as well. This is a song that calls all of our people out from all of the islands. It is an invitation. He kono la, it is an invitation to all to come together and to declare your loyalty to the kingdom and to the Queen. kaulana na pua o Hawaii. Kupa ama hope o kaina. Ki mai ka elele o ka loko ino. Pala pala anu me ka paka. Kaulana, kaulana na pua o Hawaii. Kupa ama hope o kaina. Pane mai Hawaii moku o ke are. Koku ana honoa o Pilani. Kako o mai ka wai o mano. Pahu me ke oneo kaku ni hewa. Aole ai kau I ka pulima. Maluna o ka pepa o ka enemi. Ho'ohui ai na ku ai hewa. Hono sivila o ke kanaka. Aole makoa e minamina. I ka pukala o ke aupuni. Ualava mako I ka pohaku. Ka ai kamahao o ka Maope mako lili ulani. Aloha ai ka pono kaina. Aina ia mai ana ka puana. O ka poe I aloha I ka aina. Ia mai ana ka puana. O ka poe I aloha I ka aina. Thank you very much. I would also like to thank Makavalu. It's really, really wonderful to have a student organization on campus that will organize these things, that brings people together, that sees the larger picture, that goes for wonderful demonstrations like this. My congratulations to them and to all of you who are participating this evening. Well, here's probably a song that nobody else will play. I feel like I should do at least one like that. This is a song written for hang gliders. Malani Bilyua, Kanaka Maoli. Used to play with a group called Kalapana back when I was young. You know, when you listen to their recordings, they still sound young. It's a nice thing about recordings. Hang gliders are a good metaphor for Hawaiian activists. You know, you just basically, you take those wings and you hurl yourself off the pali, and you count on the updraft, yeah? The updraft of all those years of history and all the po'e Hawaii who are depending on you. But it's risky. Glide a man over land, he is soaring. Life below, could he know? He's flying over my lorry. Natural high makes him sigh to know that he's so free. And he's smiling down at me. Oh, mountains, naturally, you watch the birds without a word and you wonder, such a load have a hold, amazed you sit and wonder, you wait for winds to give an assuring, hopeful kind of sign. Sail into the heavens of your mind, and he's flying naturally. Oh yeah, over oceans naturally. God, he never knew. Do you think you'd be in his blue? One with the broken wings is gone forever. Left a goal for your soul that you should remember. The ultimate that he earned, it didn't take too long. The limits that he reached are dead and gone. And he's flying naturally over mountains, naturally over hillsides, naturally. Thank you very much. I'd like to do a song that I co-wrote with Kanalu Young. Dr. Kanalu Young was, he was an associate professor at the Center for Hawaiian Studies and passed away a few years ago. He was confined to a wheelchair for most of his adult life, having suffered a diving accident when he was 15 years old out here at Doris Duke's. And he paralyzed almost all of his body from his neck down. And he lived into his 50s. He was an incredibly inspirational person for a number of reasons, not the least of which that he earned 3 degrees at the University of Hawaii by basically typing his papers with a pencil held between his teeth, typing out his words. He was a gifted speaker and a chanter, and his voice was his weapon, his armament. It is what he used to reach people. It is what he used to oppose and to resist. And he lived as long as his voice lived. This is a song, he wrote the Hawaiian lyrics for this song that talks about the changing tide or the changing time. Kahulinao. Nanau makua e alaka imai, nanau makua e alaka imai, nanau makua e alaka imai, nanau makua e mai hawi pio e na makamaka o iwi mauli o ka pai aina, e pai hali hali po haku i kukulu hapunu kahua, e ulu no ke kumu ho onani i ka hana lau, lima me ka malama vale, hopu ka manava ho o pau ka wahapa, i ne ia no ka huli au e, ulua e no e au me ka ike pu, e homai mana o lana me ka pono e ki a mana o i o ike ala ho, na nao makua e ala ka imai. Nanau makua e alaka imai, nanau makua e alaka imai, nanau makua e alaka imai, nanau makua e o kane ho ala ni i ka mo o kua hiwi lahi kina o i a ka lakau, kuno ka lehu lehu ho o nani kua loa ha o ka nani au kuni. A o mo o lelo hano na kukuna, kahi a o i ka wai mana o lana, e o e hawai ina na aku i ka pono i ne ia no ka huli au e, ulua e no e au me ka ike pu, e homa e mana o lana me ka pono e ki a mana o i o ike ala ho, na nau makua e ala ka imai. Nanau makua e alaka imai, nanau makua e alaka imai, nanau makua e alaka imai, nanau makua e. Thank you very much. And Kanalu thanks you too. There's a lot of music ahead for you, and so I'm going to keep this down to 4 or 5 songs. But I did want to play this next one in honor of the Queen. You know, a lot of times we forget when we think of the Queen as being a kind of an icon for us, someone that we really respected and admired and had so much awe for, that she was also a family person. She had a husband. She had adopted children. Yeah, she had children, young Hawaiian men and women that she adopted. And in fact, in the end, she adopted all of us and used her own estate, her own personal estate. Not the Crown lands, because the United States stole that from her, but she used her own personal estate to make certain that there would be support for single mothers, for children who had no parents, basically to support the Hawaiian family. And it's, you know, that kind of aloha, that kind of love and devotion that she showed was not all that unusual. Many of our ali'i did the same thing with their lands. They left them for the people. So when I think of Lili'u, I think of her in that long holoku'u, sitting outside of Washington Place, maybe listening to music, talking with her adopted children or with the Hanai children, and realizing just how important these families were to her. So this song is for her. often in the darkness, sometimes in the light. The visions of your golden eyes sparkle in my sight, haunted by those graceful years when we were young and life was sharp and clear. Can you see me now, Hawaiian eyes? Can you see me lost from paradise? There were so many ways to go, so many things to know, but I've missed you inside, Hawaiian eyes. Shouting in the mountains, silent by the stream, our eyes held each other's, locked in secret dreams. Now we're freed and drifting on. Memories of you hover still and strong. Can you see me now, Hawaiian eyes? Can you see me lost from paradise? There were so many ways to go, so many things to know, but I've missed you inside. Can you see me now, Hawaiian eyes? Can you see me lost from paradise? There were so many ways to go, so many things to know, but I've missed you inside, Hawaiian eyes. Hawaiian eyes, ooh, Hawaiian eyes, ooh, Hawaiian eyes, ooh, Hawaiian eyes. Thank you very much. Good thing you guys on a perfect pitch. All right. I did want to correct what was said earlier in my introduction. I was never a member of the Proteka Holawi Ohana, the people who made that sacrifice. And there were over 100 of them, young men and women back in the 1970s, should be remembered for what they did. I did write a song along with Randy Borden in 1977 to mourn the passing or the loss of George Helm and Kimo Mitchell, two members of the PKO, who went to Kaho'olawe Island in March 1977 and were never seen again. The story of Kaho'olawe is a really important one, and if you don't know that story, I hope Kanaka especially will find out about it and will take the time to learn. It is an amazing, amazing mo'olelo, all about how a few hundred young men and women, none of them any older than any of you sitting on this lawn here, went up against the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Army and Air Force in the 1970s and beat their ass. And they didn't do it without sacrifice, but they did it. A few years after George and Kimo were lost, the Navy signed a consent decree with the Proteka Ho'olawi Ohana, agreeing to share the island with a group of 20-somethings who administered that island along with the Navy until the Navy finally gave it back for good. It's a great story. You should hear it. But this is only a part of the story of these two young men, George Helm and Kimo Mitchell. Aloha aina. I can recall the way your voice would fill the room, and we would all be still by to the sea belongs all of the gentle songs that you had harbored, Hawaiian soul. How could you leave us? You've not been lost at sea, you're only wandering, Hawaiian soul. We sing your melodies and send them out to sea. You know the harmony. They say before you left to seek your destiny, that older voices called and drowned your laughter. But I believe you knew what you would have to be, a beacon in the storm to guide us after, Hawaiian soul. How could you leave us? You've not been lost at sea, you're only wandering, Hawaiian soul. We sing your melodies and send them out to sea. You know the harmony. Thank you very much. I think I'll take my leave. Aloha. Aloha aina.
Okay, so without further
Awesome.
ado, Hanalei Bishop. He's owner of Homestead Poi, makes awesome poi. If you guys haven't done so already, please check out their booth. They have some poi over there also, so please check it out. It's always sold out. I think every single time that I've checked him out, he's always sold out. So get there early, get your bag of poi. Also behind is Megan. She's doing lomi, so please check her out too. She can talk story with her about lomi and stuff like that. Without further ado, Hanalei Bishop.
Thank you. How's everybody this afternoon? Awesome. All right, I got a few songs for you guys. My name's Hanalei. I grew up in Kahalu'u. I've been working on a farm for the last few years, my father's taro farm. Hence the shirt and black toenails and security following me around everywhere. But I got a few songs to share. I wrote these songs on the farm and about the farm and all that kind of stuff. Hope you enjoy. It's perfect. Dreamt that I'd climb the valley when I was so young. Slept by the river sometimes, think I'm still there. The farming song I heard on that riverbank at night. Then and now, and the people I love, I think of all good things in my life. So I woke up this morning, 2009. Quit the job that would have taken me far from home. The farming song, and I wish that I'll never leave. And the farming song, new trees for the sun, and waters that lie even wait. And I worked 1 year that my friends would understand. Find myself on the weekend alone on the farm with but a farming song under the grass I haven't cleared. No one to share wind and hills, and nowhere other to go. So I watch the valley kids play at the end of the road. Lights of the city turn on till I can't count. Streetcar speeds that I can never run. Off a ton and I can't wait for their return, even through all the white early stars. Sometimes I think of the city, how I'd go and then return. But if I go the highway, just tell everyone I died. For good dinners I had when money was around, and summer days spent from cars along the shore, and sand for the finest of bed. Well, if I was a writer, I'd sing pretty songs, straight like an arrow, and all for my future wife. She'd stay with me and my farming song come true, and being kind with the river and sun, and rains to put us to sleep. And if I was a little bird, I'd make for the sea. I'd chase silence, chase stars, chase clouds, chase the waves in my heart for all I can by the truth to give me where I belong. Now won't you give me where I belong? Thanks. Kind of like folk songs, I guess. When you work on a farm, you drive tractors and all that stuff. Hank Williams starts sounding appealing. This one's called Western Sunset. Western sunset is where I would meet the baby, is where I'd run to if running was on my mind. Western sundown, sundown, spill a drink and I'll make a frown. get lonesome just for fun, that maybe you'll come around. 'Cause nobody knows me like you do. No one to call, well I can call on you. And then we'll reach. And then we'll try. And then we'll love until we say goodbye. There's a way to reach you, I won't find it here in this life. But somehow I know things will be alright, 'cause it's west and sunset. I'd make you a shining bed. I bet the rainbow won't let us down just yet. I bet the rainbow won't spill my heart so country slow. Get married just for fun, then leave out the very next morning. 'Cause nobody knows me like you do. No one to call, well I can call on you. And then we'll reach. And then we'll try. And then we'll love until we say goodbye. There's a way to reach you, I won't find it here in this life. But somehow I know things will be alright, 'cause it's west and sunset. Here's where I will meet the baby, is where I run to if running was on my mind. And west and sundown, spill a drink and I'll make a fun. Get lonesome just for fun, that maybe you'll come around, will come around. Thanks. Light shining through the trees, light shining down on me, that's the way for lovers in the dark. Moonbeams dance on rain-drenched trees, sparkle for our eyes to see. Moonlight shines down, forever shine on me. Moonlight bears the woods around, paradise that we have found here among the trees and things we love. Shines on friends are far away, leads us to another day. Moonlight shines down, forever shine on me. I'm laying with the one I love, staring at the moon above, being just exactly where we want to be. Autumn winds from now I'll still. Moonlight shine, they always will. Moonlight shines down, forever shine on me. Moonlight shining through the trees, moonlight shining down on me, that's the way for lovers in the dark. It's a moonlight song. Written by Blaze Foley. To play that song whenever there's a moon coming up. I think I got a few more songs left in me. Someone flag me down if I'm going over. I've always been known to do that. I never needed a destination. I never worried for a place to drive in. I could ride, yes I could ride this world down day or night. I never needed an explanation. Things I've ended my whole life through. For the soft and lonely, you'll find my gravel here and I, and from you. Cause if I never loved you, I didn't know how. If I never missed you, nothing was right, everything fell down. Drive every night, but the truth is still proud. I miss you now. If I could make money pretending, I would buy for you like it's a gold, and I would smile to music and the faces of strangers who I know. Who I know. Sometimes the rain is soft and silver. Sometimes love is like honey and gold. And the dreams and roads bring smiles and shivers where you go, where you go. Cause if I never loved you, I didn't know how. And if I never missed you, try Nothing was right, everything fell down. Drive every night, but the truth is still proud. I miss you now. I never needed a destination. I never worried for a place to drive. Thanks. All right, thanks everybody. I think I got one more in me. I think Brother Logan's coming up next. No. Oh, right on. Koa Heva Heva. Right after. Thanks for coming out. Thank you, Makawalu. Lakuokoa. Sorry about it. Me and my brother were yelling at each other yesterday. I'm losing my voice. This one's called Homestead Poi Song. So tired of the lights, so tired of the city and lonely streets, of the sleepless sea. All I want is you to love me, and if that means money, then I'm sorry, babe, 'cause it wasn't meant to be. Lord, give me lights, away from the city. Lord, give me a dream, away from the sea. Lord, give me water and stars at night. Give me homestead, homestead for life. All I want's a country woman. I should get what I want, somebody to hold me till the sun comes up. My car may be funny, my clothes may be ugly, and my house may be cold. So you should get closer to me, Lord, give me light. Away from the city, Lord, give me a dream. Away from the sea, Lord, give me water and stars at night. Give me homestead, homestead for life. We can let the time wind down, yeah. I'll put my blanket on the ground, out of reach and on the beach, on day, on day. Lord, give me lights, away from the city. Lord, give me a dream, away from the sea. Lord, give me water and stars at night. Give me homestead, homestead for life, for life, for life. Thank you.
Mahalo hanele for that beautiful music, bro.
Aloha mai kako. Aloha. Ovao ozi. Noe pi'o mayo. So, this is an Aloha Aina concert. Aloha Aina is a Hawaiian patriot. It also means the love of the land, and it makes sense to be a patriot and to love the land. Makavalu has worked with a great many and numerous amount of people throughout our existence. And we've decided to choose 4 very special people to us who we've worked with and who in our minds and in our na'au represent and exemplify a true Aloha Aina. And we only choose 4. So next year, we got 4 more. The first is Auntie Terry Naupua ke Ko'olani. Could you please come up to the mic and give her a big round of applause? Woo! So we're going to be giving them a little pu'olo, a little gift of things, and this certificate. It says, in honor of your ferocity in battle, in the service of the Lahui, Makavalu hereby awards you the prestige of the Puhi Niho Waka Waka, which is basically a ferocious warrior on the battlefield. And this lady here is ferocious. She's been very active in the demilitarization efforts of Hawaii, amongst a great many numerous other things. So I will turn the mic over to Auntie Terry.
Oh, mahalo very much, Makavalu Z, Makavalu Ma. Mahalo, thank you very much for this honor. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm actually involved in a campaign against the coming of the Osprey. It's a effort by the Marines to bring 48 aircraft here to Hawaii. I have a petition. We're in the dark in the back there, but come up to me and I'll explain it, what it is all about. But again, thank you so much for this celebration. It is a celebration, and hope we have this next year again. Mahalo.
We're going to get you a file for this and send it to you, so you can keep it in case. So you can honor that. Okay, next on our list is Uncle George Kahumoku Flores. Woo! We call Uncle George the Queen's Defender in the Honor Guard because he's very well known for always honoring Queen Liliuokalani. And where's Uncle George? Okay, he's coming. He has a beautiful voice. He likes long walks on the beach. And I think he's a Capricorn? Here he is, our ferocious warrior. Would you like to say something?
See something.
Happy Independence Day for all the nation of Hawaii. I'd like to thank Z and Makavalu for this. As you know that I've been making the programs for some years now, and this is the year that Z has done it. He was in my class, and I gave him the baton to carry on the mission, and he's doing real great. Again, thank you very much. Bye.
Uncle George takes his education very seriously, so we're giving him a PhD in protesting. Next on our list is Auntie Laulani Teale. Auntie Laulani is very famous for many of the things she does. She's very radical, especially if you give her a mic. She's done great things for the houseless people of Hawaii and our Lahui. Auntie?
Aloha e mahalo, you guys. Right on, Makavalu. Yeah, it's so awesome to see this happening. I want to say something about first of all, the protection of sacred sites, which is a huge thing right now that I want everybody to be aware of, not only here, and it's so important here. Keep an eye on Pohakuloa, keep an eye on many of the places that would be affected by the rail, should it go, should they try to move that forward. Keep an eye on those things, but also keep an eye on what's happening with our brothers and sisters all around the world. Right now, there's a major encampment happening in Yukon, in the Yukon area of Canada, to stop the drilling that is, and the pipeline that are being proposed over there. That's a really, really big thing that needs a lot of support. In Emeryville, California, there's another major effort to protect the shell mounds over there. There are so many things happening all around the world, and the way we're gonna do the big huli, which we need to do, all of us together, is to each grab a corner of this thing that we all know is not working and huli it together as we build a better aloha aina society for everybody. And that also means recognizing our allies in other efforts too, you know, stopping police brutality, the efforts being done by the Occupy movement, which, you know, I support very much and want to continue to help educate in indigenizing on a large scale, and many other efforts that are happening. Please stay aware of what is going on there in Gaza. You know, those also are our brothers and sisters over there who are being bombed, and it's all of us together, regardless of who the occupier is, regardless of what nation we're standing for, regardless of, you know, of what we look like or where our economic status is. We need to all really look at standing together, hullying this over, and building what we want to see. So mahalo everybody for being here. And kanawai mamalahoy. Gotta say something about kanawai mamalahoy. The law of the splintered paddle. If you don't know it, look it up. It's very, very important because it's what protects us from the abuses of government of any kind, and has since time immemorial. It's still the law of this land, and we need to stand up for it. And those people who are being most abused by it, including the houseless, as Z said, and many others, the cultural practitioners who are being evicted from their homes out on the coasts and elsewhere. These are things that are happening and they're not making the news. Keep an eye on them. Support these people. They really, really need the support, and these are the true wisdom keepers that will help us to build that world that we need to build. Mahalo.
Makana. Anai kako. I'm going to do two songs. The first song is going to tell you the accurate, real story of why we are fighting against GMOs in song form. I just wrote it, so I might have to stop and change the page. Machine shots go off in the biotech lab of Dr. Pustai at the Rowan Institute. He sees the test rats getting sicker by the day, tries to go public but gets threatened with a suit. Here comes the story of the GMO. It's on your plate and you probably don't know. And no real tests were ever done. Just a big PR push, and one company controls the food of all the world. Meanwhile, far away in the land of the free, Mr. Taylor carefully crafts new laws, newly appointed to the FDA, secretly working for Monsanto's cause. When a scientist would raise a safety question, he would just ignore it at his own discretion. Maybe he knows what they don't know, like how each garden will grow and only the seed of Monsanto is sown. Scientific proof is a costly task. He thought it unnecessary to ask that the biotech firms self-regulate. I'm sure they'll keep all their studies straight. And all the politicians nodded their heads. They were already in Big Agra's bed. This GMOs had no rules to follow. And though the so-called science was quite hollow, the traffic light was green of a great big ag machine. The story I'm telling you is the story of how the abundance of the earth was patented so that you have to pay for something that is free, so that a few people can control everything. Soon after came the GM bovine drugs. Objections from researchers were squashed by thugs. 10,000 cows got infected teats. They approved it anyway, and now it's in your milk and meat. The regulators ain't working for you. They sold you out and you ain't got a clue. It must be safe, I heard them say. I don't believe they'd ever play with the health of our children, now would they? Now Monsanto and the others, they all make great claims of feeding the world and pests they overcame. But yields are shrinking and the pests are getting bigger. And no one knows what's coming cause they pulled an early trigger. Remember the butterflies and bees that all died, and the 250,000 farmers' suicides. You think you might start asking why so many living things would die from a thing that's meant to feed the world. Now the makers of Agent Orange and Roundup 2 were all excited over a new breakthrough. Just before their patent on herbicide was up, they found a way to keep you farmers drinking from their cup. They built their product right into the crop, turned Mother Nature right into their shop. Now they can patent all the food, but family farmers are sued for the crime of saving their seed. And all the cheerleaders talk in that building of ending world starvation, but it ain't from lack of food, it's from economic segregation. They say genetic engineering is old as growing food, but we know it ain't the same. In fact, it's way more crude. It ain't science when you're aiming a gun and praying the DNA don't come undone. They're playing cowboy with the genes, ignoring all the unforeseen risks. They made a laboratory of the world. And Hawaii is the #1 genetically engineered seed exporter on the planet. Are you proud of that? See, if you go on the Hawaii Agricultural State website and you can look at the history of agriculture in Hawaii, and you see that in the 1960s, as Uncle Walter said, these corporations from other places started coming up and quietly buying up all the seed companies on Molokai. But they didn't change the signs, they didn't change the names, they didn't tell anyone. And they started quietly having meetings with the DLNR, and they started quietly gaining priority access to the water that belongs to all of us. And they started turning the soil way more and pumping more and more chemicals and turning the islands into deserts, because that's what these firms do. All they do is find markets for their poison. I know, because I grow my own food and I don't use poison. Isn't that amazing? You don't need to use poison to grow food. Now 50 nations label transgenic food. But out here in the US, the consumer's getting screwed. Didn't change the price of food to label it elsewhere. And now they're spending millions just to keep us unaware. This is the story of the GMO. It's on your plate and you probably don't know. There never was a dry run. Put on a grocery shelf, not one test to prove the safety of the food. And that's the real story of GMO.
Just for fun that maybe you'll come around. 'Cause nobody knows me like you do. No one to call, well I can call on you. And then we'll reach